beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
Christmas is a time to come together. It's also a time to reminisce, and with over 50 years of history, the park has created many wonderful memories and traditions since it opened in 1966. Longleat is where Lord and Lady Bath and their family spend every Christmas.
The wonder of the children, I think those are my strongest Christmas memories here.
I have a wonderful memory of running around at Christmas time, enjoying the lights, enjoying the Christmas atmosphere. It's a really quite magical memories.
Many of the keepers have worked at the park for years, and it's become a huge part of their lives.
Christmas Day is a great day for that, when everyone chips in together.
365 days a year, the animals need feeding, so keepers take it in turns to work on the big day.
Even though we are in full winter muck out, when you're mucking out zebras together and you've got Christmas music going and they start singing, you do just have loads of fun, really, to be honest.
Darren started as a keeper 33 years ago and now runs the safari park.
I'm not embarrassed to say that I've been here forever, and I've made lots of friends and lots of magical memories over the years, but really it's the animals, you know, it's the animals that stand out.
Does anything look more Christmassy than a herd of deer running around in the rain? Unless maybe they were reindeer and it was snowing. Anyway, the safari drive-through is home to two types of deer, the native reds and the rare Pear David. And Keeper Luke is responsible for the herd. This season is a huge moment for the park's stag. It only happens once a year, and 6-year-old Hazard is ready for it. It's the Great Rut.
I'm sexy and I know it.
It's Hazard's first rut this year, and early doors, he's definitely shown all the signs he knows what to do.
Sexy and I know it.
The rut is when stags gear up for the mating season, and Hazard has a lot of ladies to think about.
He's got roughly 40-45 females he's got to look after, so it's a big job. He'll follow certain ones around with his tongue out, testing them to see if they're in the season at the moment, and then he will roar to show his strength. The deeper the roar impresses the females, and ultimately it means new life next summer, which is great.
But it's not just Hazard getting in on the action. The safari park is just a tiny part of Lord Bath's wider estate. Hundreds of wild deer have over 8,000 acres to roam in, including the fallow deer. They've been here for centuries, and their rutting is a rare sight. Conservation and Wildlife Supervisor Tim Yeo has invited our cameras to come on a special trip to the lesser-known parts of the ancient woodland to see if we can catch a glimpse.
The deer themselves, their sense of smell, their sense of hearing, and vision of movement is really acute, so it's quite a challenge to actually get very close in this sort of situation.
Tim is an expert in all things wildlife and was a keeper for years. Unlike the animals in the enclosures, which are easy to film, he knows you need stealth to see the deer here. So only whispering is allowed, and he's bought some high-tech kit to help.
This is a thermal image camera. This one detects heat sources, so it gives you a wonderful advantage in a sense that you can scout around the woodland looking for heat sources. Quite often I can look through binoculars and see nothing. It's deer here, it's deer.
Our camera isn't seeing much either, Tim.
There were two deer that have spotted us, but it's very difficult. They're all around us.
It looks as though we might be on the back foot, but not all hope is lost.
Very fresh slops coming through here. You can see where the fallow have come through. We're certainly in the right area for seeing them.
The estate today is home to around 140 fallow deer. Not that we've seen any yet. This deer was caught on one of our camera traps. Like head forester Jim, Tim is the custodian of a long, rich history in the park.
The park has a huge connection to fallow deer. In the very early days, the Longleat Park was stocked with many fallow deer. In its height, there was something like 500, a herd of 500 deer within the park. And they've been hunted by kings and queens through many centuries, so they're deeply rooted in our history. I've been fortunate to have worked on the park for many years, so I've encountered many fallow rats. It's a wonderful experience. It's exciting, I think.
We'll have to take your word for it, Tim, as I don't think we're going to witness that excitement today.
We've been out now for about 4 hours. I mean, we started at daylight, really, this morning. It's very difficult to know at this stage whether he's got our scent or the deer have got our scent and moved away. I think, given the conditions we've got now, which are perfect, we're going to just try and see if we can approach the stand and just see if the deer are still there.
The rutting stand is the spot the buck will be in to attract a female deer.
This is the site where the stand, I think, is. Just in front of us here. I was rather hoping that we'd have located some deer here, but we haven't. Just squirrels, unfortunately.
Expert Tim can read the signs that the deer have definitely been here.
It's quite interesting here because if you just stoop down and you look underneath the canopy here, you can see a very distinct browse line. And this is where the deer have browsed the holly here over many years. They've scraped the leaves away. They always scrape the leaves away when they couch or bed down.
So, no luck today, but Tim isn't one to give up that easily.
They've beaten us now, but let's hope next time we can get some footage at least.
Oh dear, Tim. Excellent effort though, team. And not all hope is lost, as we may have found our very own little Christmas miracle. An old friend of ours, local farmer Steve Crossman, has invited Kate to a very special screening instead.
So this piece of footage that you told us about is from when?
The winter of 1963. It was a particularly hard winter that year.
So how old were you then?
I was 7.
7 years old. Can we have a look at it?
We can.
And I mean, I should point out that in 1963, no one had thought of digital anything.
No, this is 8mm cine camera.
That's
I think it almost had a wind up.
Oh, I love that sound.
So this is that's the Bath Arms that you can see there.
Wow! Oh, there's the house with all the snow.
There's the driveway.
Oh my goodness! It looks so. It's a proper winter wonderland,
It was a proper
isn't
winter
it?
that winter, yeah.
Is that you?
That could well be. If it's not, it's my brother.
In your little Christmas bubble?
Yeah, that was, yeah.
This is absolutely magical.
That's a fox. You just see it, the little creature.
Yeah. So there's
That's the deer.
So these were not the kind of captive collection. These were just deer that were on the estate.
Yeah.
How wonderful.
Yes.
So there they are.
Yeah, they would.
So they're the fallow deer coming in from the trees.
Yeah.
Through the snow. Oh, that's such
Along
a
with the
beautiful
cows.
sight.
But whilst we were feeding the sheep, the deer would come in and eat as well because there was very little natural food around for them at the time. They were quite tentative to start with. You know, obviously they wouldn't come out and do too much.
Yeah, because they wouldn't have seen people. I mean, there weren't people coming to the estate like they are now every day.
It was a very quiet place to live for the deer.
Look at that stag. That's magnificent. 2 stags.
And they became incredibly confident. Father would say, could almost hand feed him at one stage.
So is that Half Mile Lake there?
Yeah.
With the deer on?
On the deer on, yeah.
Standing actually on Half Mile Lake?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
so you have
And on the pond.
beautiful footage of the deer that our guys entirely failed to get footage of.
It was heaven for us as kids.
It must have been.
Yeah, we just had so much fun.
Amazing. That was magical.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, very nice memories.
Yeah, to see fallow deer in the snow on the estate, absolutely wonderful. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Very much. What a treat.